Hey up, how you doing? Welcome back. Right, that is the end of a brew day. Just having a libation after that day. The beer of choice tonight is my Kölsch.
Kölsch.
Oh, I'm ready for this, I'll tell you. Beautiful. So what did we brew today? It is about, I think it's the 25th of February. And it's been raining today. It was raining at the start of the brew day. It was raining at clear up. It was raining during the brew day. And it's still raining now. In fact, I think it's rained all the way through February. I don't think we've had a dry. I'm not convinced we've had a dry day. It's rained and it's wet and it's rained and it's wet. And I'll tell you what, brewing in the rain when you haven't got a sink inside, it's getting a bit tiring now. I am ready for a bit of sunshine. So what did we brew? We've brewed a Nova Lager Citra, or a Citra Nova Lager, I suppose. We'll go through the grain bill. So I ordered Nova Lager, this new fancy sexy Nova Lager, yeah. It's Lallemand. Now that ain't Lallemand. I'm guessing this company, I hope it's the same stuff, has bought that and repackaged it. I didn't look very closely, did I? Anyway, let's go in for the recipe. We've got 4.5 kgs of lager malt. Now, I've never brewed a lager before, ever. I've done some pilsners, never done a lager. 500 grams of Vienna malt. 300 grams of Caragold. I've sort of butchered this from different lagers, and I don't even know if I've done right. I'm not exactly sure this is even going to work. I've got to be honest. I should have just taken on Brewfather. There's some Citra lagers. The sensible thing to do would be follow that. Just follow one, wouldn't it? And then use Nova Lager yeast. That would make it all. I mean, we know it's going to work then, don't we? Did I do that? No, I didn't do that. It looks a bit dark as well, but we will see. It's got 15 grams of Citra at the start of the boil. It's got 40 grams of Citra last 10 minutes. It's got 30 grams of Citra at flame out cool down. Alpha acids are 13.1. Mashed at 65, mashed out at 69 and sparged at 77. It's a 23 litre batch. As I said, this says 10 to 20 degrees C, pressure fermenting at, I've decided 15 degrees C, that's what I've decided. 15 degrees C. I'm wet and I'm cold. Now I did get some brew footage for this. So let's go and have a look at the brew footage. And I'm hoping, if all goes well and nothing goes wrong, when I come back I will have a lovely, beautiful, citrusy lager in my hand. And I'm hoping a bit of sunshine. Because it's going to be a little time later, isn't it? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's have a look at the brew footage. So you've just seen me pour from the keg on the day it was transferred from the pressure fermenter into the keg. Now what happened was, I kegged it. I tried the bit from the hydrometer sample jar and I had half a bottle. Now, I only got 2 bottles of this and a bit, and I'm still trying to sort out my carbonation. Now, this is not the tasting video, but as this yeast is what this yeast is, I think it was important just to do this. So, what I do is, a bottle from the Firmzilla with this, I will show you, there's loads of videos out on this, but I'll probably show you how to do that one day. Anyway, I transferred to the keg today. Now, we know this, don't we? That with lagers, normally, I need to, this took a week. Anyway, this, like I said, this is not the tasting, but, so I normally use, when I do a Pilsner, I've done a lager before, like I've said, Mangrove Jack's M84 or Cross My Loof Helles. Or Hell. One or the other. Helle, I think it is. And it normally takes a couple of weeks to ferment at about 12 to 14 degrees. It then, keg it, cold crush it, then keg it, don't I? And then it normally, with my Pilsners, I normally probably leave it a good, at least a month, if not 2. I normally brew well before. When I had that trial jar, I always do that, so I always put some in the trial jar, taste it before I keg it, to make sure we haven't wrecked anything, we've not got any infections. I'm not spending the time kegging a beer, clearing everything up, if it's infected. If it's infected, it's going to go down, straight down the drain and not ever see the light of a keg. I'm not, touch wood, not that yet. So, trial jar, I was like, whoa, hang on a minute, wow. So, filled the trial jar up so we could get a hydrometer, degassed it and put it on the side for a few hours. Let it warm up to the right temperature while I kegged the beer. Kegged the beer and ended up with that much of a bottle till it ran out with a floating dip tube. So screwed the top on, thought I'll try that in a bit, put it in the fridge. This evening has arrived. I drank said trial jar after taking a final gravity, which we'll talk about at the end of the video. And I was like, whoa, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. What is going on here? I taste like lager. Like I said, this is not a tasty video, ladies and gentlemen. And then I opened a bottle that was in fridge, sat there, drank it. And at the end of it I went, oh, hang on a minute, I need to just check in on the day of kegging and say something about this, because this is absolutely craziness. So, okay, we're not clear. We have some carbonation that's naturally carbonated in Firmzilla. I'm still trying to figure that out. Using Firmzilla, do I pop some gas in it? It ends up carbonated in the kegerator. I turn the gas off in between pours, but it still ends up carbonated a bit more. About right. I don't. Anyway, we're not talking about carbonating. This is not my expertise. I have no expertise, to be fair. But so we've got that on the day of kegging after 3 days, 4 days of cold crashing. But it's not the looks I'm so amazed with, I've got to be honest. It's lagered without lager in it. Now this is the point, I think, of this yeast, isn't it? But it's in, it's done. That is waiting for a tap for that Kolsch to finish.
Kolsch.
That could go on, and as I've just demonstrated, you could drink that. I didn't have to worry about any diacetyl. I haven't had to wait. Theoretically, I've brewed a lager. in a week and 4 days. That's only four. It's had 4 or 5 days. It's had 4 days cold crashing only because I've been busy and I couldn't keg it till today. That gets down to temperature. That firm fridge is a monster. That gets down to 1 degrees from 20 degrees normally in like 5-6 hours easy, and bang, amazing. But that is theoretically, taste wise, drinkable now, right now. This is probably going to end up being, to be fair, it's probably going to end up with 3 weeks maybe before it's got a tap ready for it. I'll see you in a few weeks and I'll tell you how long it's been, and I'll tell you whether there's any noticeable difference. At the minute, my mind is totally blown with this lager yeast. It's Nova lager yeast. I thought might not be Nova lager yeast because it's been repackaged. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about this. Was not the point of this part of the video. This was just a pull a little bit off because I cannot believe that this early on kegging day, it's so blooming good. It's got no offload. I shouldn't be doing this. Anyway, we'll come back when it's on tap and it's had a little bit of time to settle into the kegerator, get to know the other beers, and yeah, see you in a bit. We're back. We are back. We have the beer in the glass in its finality. Does that mean it's finished? So, we're earlier than what we thought. From that last clipperoonie, it's a week. It is exactly a week. That Gulch disappeared. So the lager had a space to come on in to the kegerator. And here she is. 1 week, ladies and gentlemen, from Kegging. Beautiful colour. Little bubbles streaming up the glass, look. Nice white cap. So, I'm ready for a drink. The first ever lager. But I couldn't leave it alone, could I? Some citrus in it. Some Citra. So we had 15 grams, start the boil. 40 grams last 10 minutes. 30 grams cool down. So, because this has soon found a tap, it's just the start of spring. Although we have had some sunshine today, ladies and gentlemen. We have had some sunshine. That is nice, pretty much clear. As I say, nice white abs. Carbonation, lovely. It's coming at OG 153, FG 1.008. Giving it a ABV of 5.9%, which is a bit heavier than what I wanted. I wanted this to be a bit of a quaffable, and it is for some people, just not for me. It smells malty and it smells citrusy. 1 week. 1 week. Oh my goodness gracious me. So, as I said, I think earlier on in the video, my Pilsners, they have at least a month conditioning, if not 2. This has been 1 week. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is second pint from the tap. Second pint after a week. And the first pint looked exactly like this. I just didn't have time to do a video at the time. Second pint. What? What is this Harry Potter magic yeast?
Expelliarmus! Expelliarmus!
Smells like a lager with citrus in it. Because that's what it is. Oh my goodness. So, It fermented out in 1 week. Fermented at 15 degrees at 12 psi. A cold crash for 4 days. It looked pretty good after 2, but I was busy, so to be fair, I didn't have time. Smells a little bit sweet. It's got that crusty bread. It's nice and light and fresh and smooth. Crisp and mellow. Super, super mega refreshing with a lovely citrus bit all the way through. I mean, it's carrying all the way. It's carrying from the nose all the way through. That maybe needs a little bit more carbonation, but I have mentioned before, pressure fermenting. I mean, it's all right. I love these nice little, you know, when you force carb a beer, the bubbles are quite big when you get the finished product, but when you're naturally carbing it in the Firmzilla under pressure, it seemed to give you a lovely tight bubbles, which makes a bit of a nice round. We've got some lace in, the head is dissipating. I think that's the glass, because that first pint I had was in a Carling glass, and obviously I've put it in a different glass because Mr. Hall, I'm not taking that rap again, ladies and gentlemen. Tastes like a lager with citrus in it, and it's beautiful. Do you know what? We're a week in, and that is what it is, isn't it? Because it's clear, so we're right. No butterscotch, no apple. Smells like a lager, tastes like a lager with citrus in it. I've said that, I think. And it tastes exactly the same as the day I kegged it. When I had that sample of that murky stuff with the floaty bits around in it, that tastes, it hasn't changed. I was astounded that it tasted like a lager after a week fermenting, chucking it in the keg and tasting it that exact day. Now, it wasn't a tasting video, that, but it tastes exactly like it tastes today. There is absolutely no difference. I am absolutely, this yeast, I'm outstandingly amazed, incredibleness of it. I'm in awe. This is a winner lager drinking dinner success, I'll tell you. See, Mr. John Anderson, Abbey Homebrew, has used Nova Lager yeast in several different settings. In fact, I've had the luck and the good fortune of being sent some. Go back in my back catalogue, there is videos on them. This yeast is pretty outstanding. A week, like I said, and it's ready to go. It's clear. It's carbonated. It looks beautiful. It tastes as I would imagine it should taste. I've got another packet of this yeast, which I am definitely going to do my Pilsner with, because my Pilsner with a Helles yeast, Crossman-Leaf Helles, I've done several times. I know that beer inside out with SARS and Tatnang. So I want to compare my Pilsner. I've already got some Pilsner malt. I've already got the hops. I've got the yeast. I'm ready to go. So I'm going to do that. Have a taste of that, because I've brewed that several times and I know what that beer is. Is it going to be the same with this? I have high hopes, I've got to say. I know I keep showing you, but that can't be right. How quick and how tasty and how unaffected this lager is. And it's due to that yeast. Oh my goodness. It's like really, 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 really good. Even with that Citra, it's all balanced. I didn't want to do just a lager because I've got to be honest with you. I think I might be a bit of time getting through a lager on my own. I don't know. I want to put some Citra. I love Citra. And it's worked an absolute treat. That brew day was smooth sailing, as Mr. Captain Bailey would say. Smooth sailing. I mean, I know I've done the pressure everything, haven't I? And everybody hasn't got that facility. But that yeast has absolutely blown my mind. Drop the malt bill a bit next time. I'd like it around a 4.8%, I've got to be honest. This is why we use calculators. I just chucked this into a bit of Booker's. Again, I'd be using that. I'm a nightmare. I could have controlled that if I put it in and adjusted it, couldn't I? If I put it in Brewfather, I could have adjusted that ABV and got what I wanted out of that side of things, but I didn't. I'm gonna start again because although this is going to be very nice, this was not the plan. Although this isn't going to last till summer. I think this video obviously ain't going to be out for a little while because it's in a stack, but it's the second day of spring today. And like I say, we've had some sun. It's going to be lovely. My Pilsner will be ready for summer. And I think brewing a lager, I'm pleased I brewed a lager. I'm definitely pleased I put some Citra in it and just made it a bit different. But I think I will definitely, probably be sticking with Pilsners. But I mean, this with Citra in, a lager malt with Citra in, it's lovely. I'm going to really enjoy this. But I do like a Pilsner. And I'm really interested to see what that Nova Lager yeast does on a Pilsner that I know really well. I'm amazed again. I'm happy again. I'm super pleased with the results. I'm really pleased I've got 19 litres of this on tap at home just to enjoy. Home brewing. Isn't it incredible? This is top class. Honestly, I know I say this all the time and I'm enthusiastic, but seriously, if I wandered into a pub and paid for that, I mean, I'd just be as happy as a person who bought a really nice pint of citrus lager. Very, very nice indeed. Thanks for watching. Again, if you can get your hands on some of this. Like I say, I still didn't look into the repackaging not issue. It's not an issue, is it? It was repackaged, I think. And it's got to be, that has got to be proper Nova Lager yeast, hasn't it? Because it's done what it's supposed to do. I don't think anything else would do that. It's quite specific. So, yeah. I am going to hunt out some more, absolutely definitely. I think I'm going to try it on some different styles. Just because it seems to clear out well. It ferments out really quickly. And I think I could probably use it on anything. I can definitely taste them Citra hops. So I'm guessing if I used it in a pale ale, it would accentuate. It would show off the hops I put in there, maybe. I don't know. I know there's quite a few of you out there that's used this before me. I'm always behind the times. It is what it is. I'm a bit slow. But, yeah, I think I might get my hands on some more and try a few more styles. From the start of the video, I've got quite a bit of yeast in stock at the minute, so I might use some of that up and then Although I'm always going to have some cross relief yeast in because it's lovely. It's beautiful. But yes, I think I'm going to try this in a different style at some point. But I've got some other exciting projects on the go to do before that. So keep watching, guys and girls. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you watching my rubbish. Appreciate you all. Cheers.
Like, subscribe and hit the bell.